Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the second week Top versus Bot, hosted here by the League of Extraordinary Commissioners. That would be Trufflesaurus and myself, Sigtal Lord. How you doing today, Sig?
I'm very well, Sigtal Lord. It's a pleasure being here. I'm very glad that you've decided to emulate me just by absorbing my identity. I'm very humbled. Please, it's been great, folks. Thank you for this time being Sigtal Lord.
What can I say? You're just such a, what's the word I'm looking for here? Great, I think. Awesome commissioner. I do what I can.
Well, Truffle, what's good, man? What's happening this week?
Well, aside from some fantastic games coming up on Sunday that I'm very much looking forward to, we have this week's Top versus Bot, which I think it's about time we jump into slide number 1. Slide number 1 is, what is more surprising, Odin and Prowler synergy, or Lycomachus KDA? And Lycomachus wanted to be known by something, Lice, I think, right?
Lice, yeah. He's one of the only players I've known to go with like a 20-syllable name and been like, just call me by the first 2 letters. I'm definitely going with Lycomachus, Lice, my man. That KDA from week 1 was ridiculous. And who would have saw that? If you were listening to Prowler when he was talking in the podcast, folks, make sure you check it out. He was talking like, oh, we're going to get stomped. We don't know what we're going to do. The world's on fire. And Lycomachus is the one who set it on fire, folks. That's why I'm most surprised by that.
You know, I honestly think that Prowler knew exactly what he was saying, and he was laying the trap down, just like the art for the Odin and Prowler synergy. That's a trap card. See, Prowler's playing mind games with the rest of us, so he was trying to lower everyone's guard.
I mean no disrespect to the Honorable Commissioner, but that card is clearly green, which is the magic cards. The trap cards were purple, my friend, so unless this had a flip ability, you best be stepped.
Look, I never played that much Magic. I'm not sure I understand.
My man, what's up? What's next? Let's see.
I'm going to look up. I'm going Lysis KDA as well. It was 51-0 for the record. Next slide is larger upset from last week: C9 versus TSM, or option 12 2-0ing Team Phoenix. What do you feel there, Sig?
I feel the biggest upset maybe for us as a society is probably the Phoenix Option 12 game. For those that keep up with the Rec League, the LCS, it was a big blow. This is the first Worlds that TSM isn't going to be participating in. But, I mean, Gauntlet 9 knew what they were doing. So, the biggest upset was the surprise 2-0 against Last Split's champions. And, folks, you quote me on this. It's going to have a bigger impact on the Price of Rice in China, Option 12 beating Phoenix and C9 beating TSM.
Well, the Price of Rice in China is one thing, but I gotta say, TSM not making it to playoffs is insane. Or finals, not making it to finals. Excuse me.
Well, they made the finals. They didn't make it to Worlds.
Worlds. Sorry, I got all mixed up there. But yes, TSM not making it to Worlds for the first time in however long is insane. I'm gonna have to disagree with you there and go with the C9 TSM.
I can understand. I appreciate you accepting the loss. So, next slide. What lasts longer? Northern Storm versus Blitzkrieg Game 1 or Morgana Binding? As someone that does have high mastery on Morgana, I can say with a clear heart that it does last longer than the Northern Storm Blitzkrieg Game 1. But as someone that experienced both, I'm going to give it to the Northern Storm Blitzkrieg game. I know at one point, I think we're 55 minutes in, and we were joking about the surrender button. It was just way too long. We were emotionally and physically drained. I hadn't been that tired in forever, so super taxing.
I absolutely hear you on that one, and as a player in that, I'm sure that was a harrowing yet fun experience or something along those lines. But I gotta say, I casted that game, and let me tell you, I really regretted not bringing a second glass of water for that cast because I ran out about 20 minutes in. So I'm gonna go the same here with Northern Storm versus Blitzkrieg Game 1.
Oh, I hope every week isn't like that. I mean, it's okay if we win. I don't mind playing to an hour if we win.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be the FlyQuest to the LCUS.
Yeah, there you go. You know, if that's part of the strategy, that's what works. Moving on, next slide. Better win, White Wolf versus 9 Lives.
I'm going to give it to Brandana and his squad. Him and Nebulon just brought so many memorable kills. The Quadra with Brandana, and then the ridiculous bot tier 1 tower dive onto the Nami by Nebulon. That was just saying magnifique. That's going to be on the top 10 roll at the end of this split. I'm calling it now.
I feel like I'm not giving a couple of the plays of White Wolf enough credit, but for me, the very best play that I saw last week was when Brandana, in a situation where two members of his team had just been killed, walked away with a quadra in a 2v4 situation. That was insane. And off the back of that, the tides turned in. Well, I think they were in the lead, but off the back of that, they secured their game, and that was just such a flashy display of skill that I'm gonna have to go with 9 Lives as well.
Could not agree more. So next slide, bigger impact. The subs this week. 9 Lives Fat Lee versus Northern Storm Shaden and Northern Storm Shaken Zen. This is emotionally charged for me, and this is just a super weird week because Fat Lee is if I say. When I was casting, when I said Northern Storm, first person that came to my head was Fat Lee, because he had such a good run the 2 splits that he played with us. So I'm gonna go with just my emotional impact. What I'm gonna have to talk to my therapist about is probably gonna be the Fat Lee choice. But I am beyond pumped to play with Shaden. Such a masterful top laner. His time as an ADC was something to be very, very humbled by. And Shaken Zen, nothing to shake a stick at. He knows what he's doing in the jungle. I'm super pumped for these games.
So Shaden is a masterful top lane player, mechanically incredibly gifted. I want to say that Shaken is one of the most intelligent players that I've played with. He's always got a plan and a strategy, and every time he makes a suggestion that I've played with him, it's been that's just clearly the right answer. I really think that's a huge impact. But I'm gonna give it to Fat Lee because when he subbed. Shaken Not Stirred just bounced for that week. He was just I'm not having any of that because Fat Lee knows all of Shaken's strategies and they played together for so long. I'm sure they know each other very well. Moving on to the next slide is Sigtal Lord Madlife. Yes, or also yes. I gotta say you had some great games. 2 hook champions and not a missed hook between them, or at least not that I saw. So,
I'll tell you, the greatest gift that I've had being a player now is watching each and every one of you Iron 5 nooblets playing this game for 3 splits prior to now. I know your movement patterns. I know how you think. I'm there when you put on your pants 1 leg at a time every morning. I'm there when you're getting ready for bed. I know everything about you players. I know what's up. And you can't run from me. Remember that.
Very scary words, and if I was in fact a player of this split, I would be terrified right now. I'm gonna go with also yes, because that is definitely not Blitzcrank, and I love that. So.
That is the stuff. That is the stuff right there, folks. Well, let's not that I ever want to move on from anything that talks about me, but next slide. Who is more wrong, Flat Earthers or Prowler's power rankings? I'm pretty convinced. I know how good I am, and I play on Northern Storm, so I'm gonna go with Flat Earthers. They tons of evidence, and despite the evidence, you can they still say that it's not round. Gotta give it to Flat Earthers. They're more wrong.
Counterpoint. I don't know that Prowler isn't a Flat Earther, so I'm giving it to Prowler.
That would answer a lot of questions about these predictions that he made. Option 12-7. take my ego and put it back in the school gymnasium size bag that it will fit in. Option 12, 7th. That, you know what? You have to use flat earther logic to put option 12 in 7th place. So maybe I'm wrong here, but well, I'll trust your judgment.
Do we have another slide? We do.
We do.
Who's better for Odyssey, Malphite or Jinx?
In the games that I've played of Odyssey, it's always nice to have a Malphite, but I feel like there's no win con without a Jinx or a Yasuo. So I'm going to say Jinx is more important.
That's fair, but I'm going to hold it out for that sick Malphite Yasuo combo with the 5-man knockup. Plus, I gotta shout out Malphite for my boy Darian.
Woo woo.
So I'm... Take it away.
I am just so pumped, so happy that we're able to end on this slide. Malphite, you might be seeing more of him. Wink, wink. We'll just have to see what happens. We wouldn't be able to do this without the support of our incredible sponsors. And the sponsor that brought you today's episode of Top vs. Bot is Old Host. Old Host, you can that's a place you can build your own website. You can go to oldhost.net and click promotions for details. For every sign up using the promotion code LCUS, 100% of all proceeds will be donated back to us. So time is limited for this promotion. Go sign up today, get you a great website, and support the LCUS. Thank you again for all our listener friends out there. This has been Sig and Truffle and Top vs. Bot. Let's go. Thank you.